Hello, my name's Alan Dempsey and I'm the project manager for Print City, which is Manchester Metropolitan University's 3D printing facility. We led Work Package 2, Polymer 3D printing, on the WIP project. As part of Work Package 4, Skills and Training, we've developed a series of short videos presenting different parts of the 3D printing process. In the 7th and final session, I'll provide a short overview of the post-processing techniques for the 3 technologies used in Work Package 2 on the WIP project. Post-processing is the final stage of the 3D printing process. It's important to note that most 3D printed parts require some form of post-processing or finishing. As mentioned in the design for additive manufacturing and the slicing presentations, this can be minimized through part design and orientation, reducing the need for or the time spent post-processing. Each technology requires different post-processing techniques. For example, we finish filament 3D printed parts differently to how we finish powder 3D printed parts. The 3 main technologies used on the WIP project are on the screen, and the most common post-processing methods are included for each technology type. First, filament 3D printed parts will need to be removed from the bed. You may want to consider sanding or polishing these. Some of the filament printers have more than one print core, allowing a second soluble support material like PVA to be used, which can be dissolved by submerging the part into water. Any support material will need to be broken away from the part wearing goggles. Resin prints are generally sticky and tacky when the print is finished. The parts will need to be removed from the bed, and then they'll need to be washed in a chemical such as an isopropanol, and then they're cured under a UV light. Many of the SLA print manufacturers sell a wash and curing station, which is typically bought alongside the printer. Once the parts have been washed and cured, support material can be removed, and the parts can also be sanded or polished. Users are advised to wear goggles, gloves, and a lab coat when handling and post-processing resin printed parts. When the powder printing is finished, the parts are usually contained within loose support material powder. After the support material has been removed, the part can be tumbled in the machine you can see on the bottom right to remove any loose powder on the surface of the prints. Parts can also be bead blasted to remove loose powder from any internal geometries. SLS parts can be polished or even vapor smoothed if a smoother surface finish is required. Because SLS printers use a fine powder material, it can be hazardous if it's inhaled or if it comes into contact with the skin. It's critical to use proper personal protective equipment such as respirators, goggles, lab coats and gloves to protect against inhalation and skin contact. You should follow your own organisation's health and safety arrangements when using 3D printers, the materials, and when you're post-processing 3D printed parts. Ensure that you have the correct PPE for the material and the activity, and seek advice where needed. With all of the technologies, it's possible to apply surface coating to 3D printed parts to enhance the surface quality or add additional functionality to the parts. There's a wealth of online resources and academic literature available covering various post-processing techniques and their benefits. That brings us to the end of session 7 and to the end of this series of presentations. I'd like to thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the sessions.